What's good, YouTube? I'm gonna be back with another reaction video. Y'all know I've been coming with the sports beef reaction videos. We about to get into David Robinson and Shaq, man. How they had it says Shaq's 10-year beef with David Robinson, including the pettiest 71-point game and one huge lie. So I heard about their beef, but I never really got tuned in like the real actual details in their beef. So I like these videos. I love them actually because they be giving you damn near all the motherfucking information you be needing to know about these certain beefs. But we about to hop right into it. Let's try to get this channel. I'm trying to get my channel to 5,000 subs by the end of the month, man. So like I said, I'm dropping 5 to 10 videos a day. Drop y'all requested reactions that y'all want me to do in the comments. Follow on my social media accounts. Like the video up because that's gonna help me and YouTube put me in the algorithm, you know what I'm saying, so my videos can be recommended to everybody that's into the videos that I react to, you know what I'm saying. My videos will start popping up in their timeline, so make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for the new watchers. Appreciate y'all. Shit, let's get it, man. We about to hop right into it. Check out the description box. Follow my social media accounts. Let's get it.
Shaq's beef with legendary Spurs center David Robinson spanned almost a decade. It included professional rivalry, a clash of egos and reputations, and one big fat lie. In 1992, the regular ecosystem of NBA centers was suddenly invaded by a very large, very loud 20-year-old, Shaquille Oneal. He became an instant star not just because he was extremely large and extremely good at sports, but because he was already a commercial powerhouse.
Don't fake the funk on the nasty dunk.
And a very spicy quote.
No matter who the opponent is, just go out and kill him. If he's small, short, big, fat, tall, just go out and kill him.
Everyone respected the kid's talent, but also wanted to take him down a peg. And they seized that opportunity at the 1994 All-Star Game. At an event where guys typically go half speed and let each other shine, the Western Conference All-Stars, coached by George Karl, conspired to embarrass Shaq.
He's got no friends. You gotta have some friends in this game.
He got locked up by Hakeem Olajuwon, and he got absolutely torched off the dribble by Robinson. The Western Conference All-Stars held Shaq to 2 of 12 shooting in an All-Star.
This from the NBA was
The Admiral
serious.
insisted that ganging up on Shaq wasn't his idea. But when pressed on the topic,
All-Star
he was
game
like,
serious.
you guys get a little more intense against Shaq? Of course. Shaq vowed to get all those guys back, one by one. His revenge tour hit San Antonio on March 6, 1994, Shaq's 22nd birthday.
Revenge tour?
The game was on national television. And the birthday boy showed out, leading Orlando with an efficient 32 points and 11 rebounds. But Robinson completely eclipsed him, putting up 36 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, 6 blocks, and 3 steals.
That's tough, bro.
David
Admiral
Robinson.
was tough.
The Spurs got the win in front of a banana San Antonio crowd that showered Robinson with MVP chants after a big crunch time dunk. And according to San Antonio's Willie Anderson, Shaq did not like that. He heard that crowd chanting MVP, MVP, and took it as a personal affront. So Anderson just couldn't help but make fun of him for it. Shaq's post-All-Star revenge took on a whole new vibe. Everyone was jealous of him. Jealous of his movie stardom, jealous of his rap album. Robinson was told of this and just snapped. He laughed at the idea that he would be jealous of all the things that Shaq bragged about. This is where it's important to understand who David Robinson is. Of all the big men who battled Shaq, Robinson was most clearly his foil. While Shaq was coming on the scene as a San Antonio high school standout, David Robinson was overshadowing him as the future of the local pro franchise. And if Shaq built a brash, glitzy reputation for himself, Robinson's was the exact opposite. An exceedingly devout, exceedingly charitable military man. Shaq left LSU after 3 years to enter the NBA draft. Robinson made the Spurs wait 2 years after drafting him so he could complete his service at the Naval Academy. Shaq rapped in a Reebok commercial. Robinson was in a commercial warning high school kids not to drink at prom.
Very cool.
This is from years later, but look at how San Antonio media talked about Shaq. Shaq talks trash. Robinson quotes scripture. Shaq brags about having sex with celebrities. Robinson orders a sex magazine thrown off the team bus. That easy narrative made Shaq versus the Admiral a regular topic. And soon, Robinson got sick and tired of hearing about the new kid. He lashed out on a media conference call. Shaq responded to that in typical Shaq fashion.
David, if I get David on the block one-on-one, that's what I'll do, David.
It would be a year before the Spurs and Magic played again, but there was competing to be done from afar. Entering the final day of the 93-94 season, Shaq was on pace to win the NBA scoring title in just his second year. He had 33 more points than Robinson on the season, each with one game left to play that day. Robinson knew this. His whole team knew this. So they got to work burying Shaq.
Shot 2 in a row for Dave.
They fed Robinson over and over and over again. The game was meaningless, and it became a blowout quickly, but Robinson kept playing and kept scoring. By the end of the afternoon, he'd put up 71 points.
71 for David Robinson.
One of the greatest scoring performances in NBA history, in a meaningless game. That is supremely petty, David.
Facts.
And it was too much for Shaq to catch. He scored 32 against the Nets that night, losing the 1994 scoring title in a wild finish. And of course, Shaq was super salty afterward. But Shaq's beef with Robinson kind of diminished for a while. The Magic and Spurs met twice in March of '95. Each team won a game, and Shaq made it sound like he was done stoking those flames. Over the next few years, the only real confrontation between them was this big old dunk in the '96 All-Star game.
I remember that. I love that highlight. That's
That
one
was
of
in
my favorite
San
highlights.
Antonio, too. It had to feel really good for Shaq. The two got along just fine on the 1996 Dream Team, but Shaq made a change during those Olympics that would add a new chapter to his beef with Robinson. Shaq joined the Western Conference, signing with the Lakers.
The big fella, Shaquille Oneal.
But the rivalry hit a snag when back and foot injuries sidelined Robinson and tanked the Spurs for almost all of the 96-97 season. Losing Robinson and a lot of games worked out okay for the Spurs, who lucked into the first pick in the 1997 draft and got Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan from Wake Forest University.
Robinson was a fine player in the years after his injury season, but he was past his prime, and Duncan was a better player than him pretty much immediately. So when the Spurs and Lakers met for playoff series in 1999, 2001, 2002, and 2003, Shaq versus Duncan was the battle on everyone's minds. LA and San Antonio basically took turns beating each other and winning championships for most of the 2000s, but an aging, sometimes injured Robinson played a diminishing role, and he retired midway through those interlocking dynasties. This era wasn't the end of the beef, though. Not for Shaq.
I remember the playoff series against San Antonio. Shit, when I was a kid, David Robinson wasn't very nice to me.
One time that when he was a kid, David Robinson blew him off when he asked for an autograph.
Yes. At some point during the run of Lakers-Spurs playoff series, Shaq revealed that when he was a high school kid in San Antonio, David Robinson rudely denied him an autograph. Shaq published this story in a book released in 2001. Robinson found this all hilarious, but didn't really respond to the accusation. And so, even though Duncan had supplanted Robinson as his chief rival on the Spurs, Shaq hung on to this snub from a decade ago as his motivation. It was bullshit. Shaq now readily admits that the story he told teammates in the media, and even published in a goddamn book, was 100% fabricated.
Not true, I made it all up. Mr. Robinson, I apologize. I was taught to play with ferocity. I need to be upset. You know, something has to be said in an article or
That's how I
on
am.
TV about me for me to respond.
And it all adds up. Robinson never seemed like the kind of guy to blow off a kid, but he had no way of remembering whether that interaction had happened. And Shaq's a dude who always thrived on narrative, on conflict. Outright mythology was just what he needed to stoke the fire.
You know, a lot of people ask me, did I hate him? No, I just had to create stories in my head to make me hate him. Like, I finally told a story about him not giving me an autograph. That wasn't true.
So yeah, the end of Shaq versus Robinson was questionable. But don't forget all the good times they had. The 2000s were full of fake beef between Shaquille Oneal and David Robinson, but the beef got very real in the mid-90s, and nothing's better than the real thing.
Hey, thanks for watching beef.
That was a good ass video. Shaq versus David Robinson beef, man. Shit be getting real though between these sports players, like these athletes and shit, bro. These pro athletes, man, they be having real live beef, bro. Like that shit be crazy. But Shaq funny for making that shit up. But yeah, man, that was a good ass video. Like I said, if y'all want to see some, I want some requests. If y'all want me to do some requests, drop it in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Gonna talk your ears off about the I'm saying, wrap it up. Like this video, comment, subscribe. I appreciate everybody that's been commenting, supporting, tapped in, man. I really appreciate y'all. With that being said, follow my social media accounts. Check out the description box. And shit, we out.